When was the last time you received a letter? And I don't mean a bill. I don't mean an Amazon package. I definitely don't mean an email. I'm talking about a real, handwritten letter where you recognized exactly who it was from, just by the loop of the L or the cross of the T before you even opened the envelope. Welcome back to Perspectives of Jerry, where today we are going to slow things down a bit and talk about a dying art form, penmanship, specifically the loss of cursive writing. Before we dive into the ink and paper of it, I want you to please remember to like and subscribe for more videos. It helps me basically, well, I mean, as you know, it helps get my perspectives out to more people. Thank you very much for that. Now, let's dive in. So, for generations, learning cursive was a rite of passage. If you're on my age, which is a Generation X, you remember that very, very well. You started with block letters, and then around third grade, you graduated to the grown up writing. You had to earn your pen license. Weird as that sounds. But somewhere around 2010, things changed. With the introduction of new educational standards here in the US and globally, cursive was largely dropped from the curriculum. We essentially traded loops and curves for keyboards and touchscreens. Now, I understand the need to keep up with technology. I work in IT. But in the trade off, I can't help but ask, did we lose more than just a writing style? Now, I'm not just being nostalgic here. There were actual, tangible benefits to the way we used to write that we are missing out on today. First, there is the connectivity of thought. Cursive is continuous. You don't lift the pen off the paper. Many experts believe this physical continuity actually helped children learn to link thoughts together fluidly. It wasn't stop and go like printing, it was a stream of consciousness. And then there's the science of retention. There's a concept called Reticular Activating System. When you write something down by hand, especially in cursive, you retain the information significantly better than if you type it. Your brain has to work harder to form the complex shapes, which etches the memory deeper. Typing is just selecting a button, creating is writing a form. So, what happens now that we live in a world of standard fonts and predictive texts? What have we actually lost? Well, first, we've lost the fingerprint of communication. We've lost individuality. You used to be able to look at a note from your grandmother and feel her presence just by looking at her writing. And I'm going to be honest with you. I still have written letters and notes from my grandmother just because her cursive writing was absolutely beautiful. Wasn't any type of chicken scratch. It was legible, it was elegant, it was something. And today, a text message from your spouse looks exactly the same on a screen as a text message from your bank. We've stripped the personality out of our words. Now, second, we are losing the ability to read our own history. This is a big one. We are raising a generation that literally cannot read original historical documents. Picture the Declaration of Independence in your mind. Or imagine finding an old war letter from a great-grandfather in the attic. If you can't write cursive, you're going to struggle to read it. Now, to a young person today, it almost looks like a foreign language. We are severing a link to our past. And finally, we've lost the discipline of patience. Writing in cursive takes time. You have to be intentional. In a world where we value speed above everything else, we've lost the ability to slow down and honestly to think before we speak, or in this case, write. Now look. I love technology. I really do. I love that I can record this video and share my perspective with all of you instantly. But I believe that we need to keep analog alive in a digital world. My perspective? Buy a notebook. Buy a nice pen. Hell, buy a cheap pen. Buy a pen, regardless. Write a letter to someone you care about. It engages your brain. It'll calm your soul. It'll leave a mark that a text message never will. Right, folks. Thank you again for watching Perspectives of Jerry, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.